for me, what's made the biggest impact is just the mental shift. There's ups and downs. And before, I would kind of struggle with the down part and then I'd spiral out. When my mental shift changed was understanding no matter the activity, as long as I'm doing productive work, dialing, setting appointments, even if they no-show me, even if I do a sit and I don't make a sell, if I'm averaging all that out based on my activity, I'm doing the activity, when the pay comes, you're making money no matter what you're doing. If you approach it that way, it's gonna be different. You can ride the tides. It's all about being productive. Keep into that rhythm, right? And just understand it's the wave, it's how it goes.
Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency.
Beyond excited, Gus Elrod with us today. What's crazy about this business is as the way the big ball of water and dirt keeps spinning, we keep finding new ways to grow this company, this business, and interact with incredible people. Gus will share his story. We connected a few years ago, took a mild sabbatical, came back home, and now he's breaking records. And I couldn't be prouder of what he's done in the short term and what I see in someone like him and what he's going to do in the long term. But in the first 4 months in this company with us, he's issued paid over $170,000, which is just an incredible testament to his business acumen, his work ethic, his investment in the company, and his desire to help clients. So I would tell you that to take notes. I would tell you to lean in. I hope you're already doing it. I hope you're already here. But without further ado, I'd love to pass it over to you, Gus, and share with us a little bit on how you're doing and what you're excited about here. So going forward here now into 2026.
Yeah, you got it. And thanks again, Grady. It's a pleasure to be here. To be honest with you, I've watched hundreds of hours of these training videos, and that's what's helped me to really learn to do what I do. And I attribute just to you creating a forum, an opportunity for us to listen and learn. Just quick background about kind of how I got connected to FFL. I'd been in the contact center world, the call center world for over 20 years. Advanced to like senior executive positions. I ran global operations, made a good living, 6-figure income, but I wanted something different. The culture is really toxic there. They don't really care much about their people. And it's just the environment was not ideal for kind of the growth in my values. And I can't even tell you how I came across one of your videos, but I came across one of your training videos on YouTube and I watched it and I found myself watching another one. And I said, this cannot be real. I'm seeing people talking about 20, 30, 40,000 a month. And this is back in late 2020. And so I watched videos for months and I said, let me see if this is real. Got my license. And then I started late 2021 and we were doing in-person then. Was doing in-person, did the whole dialing, set appointments here locally in Texas and was killing it. The first week did like 8,000. I said, man, this is legit. Second week did like 18,000, just started rolling. But COVID hit and kind of pivoted to telesales and I struggled. So my story that I'm going to share with everybody is not like it's just been all rainbows, since you started. I had some struggles. And so I wasn't successful in telesales when it began. And so I just did it part-time and went back into the call center world for years. And I kept my license active, just working a little part-time. And then last year I said, you know what, I gotta make a run at this and go full force and reach back out to you, Grady, individuals, say, hey, let's do this. And what I've done really is I've leveraged the people, and my advice to folks is this company is built off of a lot of top producers. They have knowledge, they have experience. And what I did differently this time is I just simply listen. I listen to a lot of videos. I reach out, try and connect with top producers, ask them questions, and just stay connected. And by doing so, it's helped me kind of form a different mentality to really approach things differently. And so when I went full force at it starting in August, success has just been a whole different level. For me, what's made the biggest impact is just the mental shift, right? What we do, it's not easy, but it's simple. It's very process oriented. So you have to really structure yourself and have the right mindset that there's ups and downs. And before, I would kind of struggle with the down part and then I'd spiral out. When my mental shift changed was understanding no matter the activity, as long as I'm doing productive work, dialing, setting appointments, even if they no-show me, even if I do a sit and I don't make a sell, if I'm averaging all that out based on my activity, I'm doing the activity, when the pay comes, you're making money no matter what you're doing. So then you appreciate the no-show. Okay, no-show, I got paid, I'm moving on. So if you have the mentality, you're just doing the work, it's all about being productive. And so if you approach it that way, it's going to be different. You can ride the tides. Like last week, I didn't have a good week. I only did 5,500 last week, but I rode that through. This week, I'm already at almost 18 grand. So it's just a matter of keeping in that rhythm, right? And just understand it's the wave. It's how it goes.
I love finding gentlemen like yourself, right? Seasoned career guys. We've had a lot of high quality people that have come into our world. I talk to coach agents and I go, if you're trying to build a team, you got to understand the best people are already doing something, right? We can always find someone that's got no job that we can buy leads for, pay for their license, etc. Throw them cash, pay for rent, gas, etc. They're everywhere. But you want a high quality person who's already producing at a high level, making income at a high level. Then what you've got to do is got to present to them what is possible here. And, and then they do a Ben Franklin close. It's a T-square, and they go options to stay if I stay here, and options if I leave. And they write down the benefits. And Gus made the decision that the benefits for his family would be better if he, got an insurance, came back to insurance, and now, I'm sure the boss is happy. The boss is happy. So I love it, dude. But that is where is whom you are. And so to see you come in, I mean, I remember our conversation. I was in the airport and I hadn't talked to you in years, and you called and we started talking. And my wife's like, "Are we going to sit down and eat?" And I was like, "Hold on, I just really like this guy." And then life happens. It's okay, right? Life happens. You don't do ever, guys. You never burn a bridge, right? Because you never know when you have to walk back over it. That's the way things are. Like things aren't the way they ought to be. They're just the way they are. And if we can understand that, people come in of our life, and if we continue to stay positive, and we continue to say good examples, that, incredibly, we might be reattracted back into our lives down the road. I could be happy to be reworking if you can. So let's talk about how you came in here and got going so fast, right? I mean, regardless of, your background and sales experience and had dabbled in insurance before, 170,000 issue pay in 4 months is not something to sneeze at, right? This isn't normal. This is accelerated production. So give us kind of, let's just dig into it. Give us a blueprint. Give us some stuff to follow. We can set our day, our week, our month up with goals.
Got it. So you said something right now I want to key on real quick. It's funny. So when I had first started back in the day, I tried to reinvent the wheel. I listened to the scripts. I heard people. I was like, cool, let me do my own thing. And I spent hours doing different scripts and just in non-productive work, because I said, I'm going to do it better, right? This time around, what I recognized, I said, and in our phone call, if you remember, I said, Grady, you have the blueprint. Show me how to do exactly what you have done. I will follow it 100%. So my commitment to myself was just that. I follow your advice to the T, from making the thank you cards to the business cards to the follow-up and so on. And what I've leveraged is our team. I 100% leverage the success of other people. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. So I'm taking pieces of each top producer, what they say. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. And I just piece it together and make my own kind of flow. What I've done coming in is I followed your lead. I followed what other people are saying. So when I first started, and everybody, I buy the same leads that everybody else can. The ILC, go on there. I love the ethos leads. That's where I really started hitting at. Off of ethos leads, my September, I did 93,000 issue paid. 100% ethos fresh leads. I spent under $4,000 that month. And so I've transitioned to working towards, I just use IUL leads. I have a social media campaign running, and I'm still only spending under $1,000 per week just on the leads. Now there's other operational costs like my CRM costs and management team, but all in, that's still under $5,000 each month. So what I've done is just leverage what's working for others. And then I just try and keep something that is me, but I'm using pieces of everybody else's kind of word tracks, right?
You get a lot of broke people that come in here and just think and like, well, what about this? And what about this? I think it should be this way. Well, what gives you the right to think that? Well, I saw it one time on a YouTube video and they do it this way over. And I'm like, stop thinking, just copy the ones that are doing it here successfully. So now, Gus, what's crazy is you're the original, right? You're the one we're making copies of, right? That's a fascinating thing to do, that you've done that in a short period of time.